Hey guys, how's it going? This is Gina with Impressive Glow Spray Tan and Teeth Whitening Training. A highly requested video. Do you have a T100 mini mist gun and machine that you need help cleaning? Very highly requested. If you need some help cleaning this bad boy, making sure you do it the right way, stay tuned. Alright guys, welcome back. This is Gina with Impressive Glow Spray Tan and Teeth Whitening Training, where my ultimate mission always is to help women, moms, single moms, learn how to build a side hustle as a spray tan technician or teeth whitening technician and build a little bit of financial independence in the process. So, a very largely requested video, especially from is how to freaking clean your spray tan gun. Now look, I've used a few. I think personally that spray tan equipment varies very little. Did you get it? There's not very many differences between spray tan machines unless you're using a metal gun, which is a whole other story of why I am not a fan. There's pros and cons, all the things, but we're not here to talk about any of that. Today we were just about talking about the Mini Mist T100 machine that I have been using for the last 4 years. That still gets me through till this day, and I absolutely love them. And they're the machines that I offer to my students for training purposes. When they buy equipment from me, that's the machines that they get. So I am here to help figure out how to clean this bad boy. All right, so first things first, you want your setup, right? I would not suggest doing this in a kitchen or restroom where you have an open plug or open drain, just because there are a couple little small pieces that you do not want to go down that drain and lose, right? Because it can be a pain in the butt trying to replace some of those pieces. So do it on a shelf, do it on a counter, do it in a restroom where you're not completely right next to the sink so that you can make sure you don't lose any pieces. Also, make sure that as you take your machine apart, remember how you did it so you can put it right back. So hopefully I'll do like a speed up process of how to put all this stuff back. So first things first, right? Here's your gun. We are gonna take the bottom cup off, rinse with water. I don't use soap, I don't scrub. I rinse with warm water in between uses. That's it, no big deal. No scrubbing, nothing needed. Take out your straw from your gun, just like that, right? All right, get that straw out of there, and now you're left with this bad boy here. All right, first things first, we're gonna take off our ring, our little metal air cap, and the plate that's actually on this. So when you unscrew it, all right, you're gonna take this bad boy off here. That metal cap part is gonna probably come with it. So now you have the little ring, you have your air cap, and then now you have this little plate thing underneath that, right? Take that bad boy out of there too, okay? Now I like to kind of rinse and wipe down all the little pieces as I go. So I've definitely used this gun. You can tell it's a little stained. When you get these brand new, they're beige. This is like brown. So I wipe everything down, wipe all the pieces, get all that solution on there. Remember, certain solutions, depending on the ingredients, sugar cane, beets, all these, great cosmetic bronzers that are in the solution we're using, a lot of that stuff just gets kind of caked in your gun, which is why it is important to making sure that you are consistently cleaning that and getting all that, those chemicals, ingredients, all the things that are in the solution, get that off of there and clear that gun, making sure that it works as best as possible. Okay, so we got our air cap, our plastic ring, the plastic plate off of there. We are gonna go ahead and take care of this little air pressure metal adjuster. Remember, this thing comes out of here. Then also be really careful because the spring is right behind it and you do not want to lose this bad boy. Okay, take the spring out of there. Then what we're going to take out of here is we are going to remove the needle out of your gun. You're going to go ahead and pull the trigger here, and you'll see the needle kind of come out of there a little bit. It is very important that you're careful with this needle. If this gets bent, if anything happens to the tip of that needle, you need to completely replace it. It will not work for you very well. So go ahead and pull that bad boy out of there. Look at that little We gotta wipe that off. Okay, so the only thing you need to do with this, wipe off all that solution, wipe off all of that, the ingredients from that solution on there. It's known to get cakey, so make sure you get all of that stuff off of there, okay? All right, so now you're left with this part. The next step, a lot of people don't realize they need to do. So we need to remove the nozzle out of here. What happens is this little nozzle thing here, it looks like you can't take this thing off, but you actually can. So let's go ahead and let's take this off with some tools that I found in my husband's little kit. I don't even know what these are. What is this, a wrench? I don't know, you guys tell me. So I just adjusted this just a little bit to get it loose off of that little end part right there. Now the reason why this is so important for you to get off and make sure it's clean is this is where solution is literally being delivered to your client. All the ingredients in that solution that are wonderful, that we love, can cause some residue. And if this gets slightly built up with any of that residue in there, your gun will spit. It will not apply solution correctly, and you will be racking your brain as to trying to figure out why that's happening. And probably 9 out of 10 times, your little nozzle here is probably clogged a little bit with solution. And everybody usually thinks it's like their straw from their gun, or that it's not picking things up, those kind of things, but it's actually this little nozzle part. So go ahead and take that off. Okay, get that out. There's a little ring on there also. Just be very careful you don't lose that. Now look at that. Look at that solution that's caught up in there. I have not cleaned this gun in a while, you guys. Shame on me. But now you can see exactly what a used gun looks like on the inside. So we got to make sure we wipe all of that off. Also the little cap part here. If you actually look through the little cap part, you can see a little hole at the end of that, and that's where your solution is actually coming from, that little fine little hole. Oftentimes what I do is with a safety pin, or if you're very gentle with the needle of your gun, you can actually poke it through that little area right there on both ends, just to make sure that all the solution is out of that end and it's nice and clean. You can actually feel the needle going through there. Okay, so then now you can completely see through there. I did have some solution clogged in that thing a little bit, so I picked the right day to do this with you guys. All right, so that's pretty much it. So now you have a gun that's really empty, right? So if you were then now next to a sink or something like that, some water, do not soak this in water. I repeat, do not soak this in water. There's metal all throughout this gun, and you don't want anything to rust in there. You just don't want any issues with that being completely submerged in water. But what I do with this, once this is all cleaned out, I do run my hollow now gun through some water, and you can actually just run some water through this area. You can run some water through here, just warm water, but just don't soak it. So go ahead and you can do that. Run some water through there. I clean it up. In between the trigger, anything that might be built up in here, any solution. Clean the inside part of this. And then like I said, you can run water through this, just some nice warm water just to get off any excess solution that might still be left in there. And look at that, there was definitely some stuff in there that I needed to get out. So cleaning this gun is really important. Okay, so now we've gotten all of this cleaned. Now remember what I said. You gotta put the bad boy back together. All right, so first things first, right? We're gonna, I need to clean off the outside of this little nozzle. Okay, and then look through that, and then now I can see directly through there without any solution being caught up in there. So again, go ahead and make sure you screw that back on. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wipe off this needle. Remember, I had some solution kind of built onto there. I wanna wipe this needle off, making sure I don't bend it and nothing happens to it. So now that's pretty clean. Gently put that needle back through your gun, right? This little part here, and then it's gonna go all the way through to that little adjustable screw right there, okay? So put that in right there and push it through right there, okay? So then now you have that little piece kind of hanging out right there. All right, this is where the little spring goes back in. Okay. And then also the little adjustable, metal adjustable knob for your pressure. So screw that back in. Now I hope you remember all your settings of your gun before you did this also. Mine's pretty simple. You can only see probably 3 or 4 threads on my gun, all of my guns, so that's about it. All right, then you're gonna put your plastic cap or the plate, put that back in there so that it sits flush. See that? Okay. Then you're gonna put the metal cap right on top of that, and then put the little ring on top. And then remember, now I don't know, maybe you spray differently than me, but I spray always vertically. So remember the settings on your gun. Some people spray horizontally, to each their own, but always make sure whatever way you spray, whether you spray this, keep this vertical, or you keep this horizontal, it is always straight. If you ever have it twisted, something like that, it's not gonna spray correctly. I always keep mine vertical so that I get that nice spray for my vertical lines on there. And then you want it nice and tight, making sure that you don't adjust that. Okay, so just like this. Okay, all right, put your straw back in. Make sure that clicks in there. Okay, nice little tug. And then your cup goes back on. Just like this, and now your gun is completely clean. Not too bad. Real quick, guys, also don't forget to rinse your filter in your compressor. I hope people have told you to do that. So here is your air compressor from your Apollo Mini Mist. Did you know that the bottom of this has a little air filter in it? So go ahead and I just use like a screwdriver or something to kind of pop this part open, if you can see. Okay, so see that? You have to take this little filter that's in this thing, and you gotta rinse this. Look at how dirty that is. How embarrassing. But just make sure to get really good, perfect airflow out of that air compressor, this needs to be cleaned. You know, and it really depends on how many spray tans you're doing, how often you need to keep up this maintenance. At the beginning, when I was only doing, you know, 1 or 2 tans 4 or 5 days a week, I only clean my machine once a month. But now I'm doing like 28, 30, 40 tans a week sometimes. So I'm having to make sure that I clean that bad boy every week, just to make sure that I get the best use out of my gun. So make sure you don't forget to do that. Let me know if you have questions. All right, I hope this helps, especially for my training students. I promise I will put this in your training program so that everybody can see it. Don't forget, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I offer online and one-on-one spray tan training. Also, group training, small group training coming extremely soon in July. If you are in the Southern California area, or if you want to come and do a small group training and you'd like to come to Southern California, that is an option. I'm completely booked out for one-on-one trainings into July. And so this was the best way that I could think to reach more women and help them build this little side hustle or make it something full-time for you guys. So I hope this helps. Talk to you guys soon. Don't forget, like, follow, share, subscribe, all the things so that my kids think I'm cool. Thanks, guys.